Almost all gridlocked fights are not really about the topic on the surface. They are driven by an unspoken dream or deeper need underneath. 8 Dates by Mordechai Gottman. Audiobook summary and review by StoryShots. Most couples think a great relationship means agreeing on everything. It doesn't. 8 Dates, Essential Conversations for a Lifetime of Love, built on 40 years of data from the Gottman Love Lab by John Gottman and Julie Schwartz Gottman, makes the opposite case. Couples who last aren't the ones who avoid conflict. They're the ones who know exactly what to do with it. Trust is not a feeling, it's a record. Most people think trust is a gut sense that someone is the one. Research says trust is a running tally, built or eroded through tiny moments nobody notices in real time. Every time your partner turns toward a bid for connection, a sigh, look at this. Instead of ignoring it, the tally moves up. Couples who divorced had turned toward each other's bids only 33% of the time. Couples who stayed together did it 86% of the time. Trust is not built through grand gestures. It is built through whether you looked up. You are keeping score in your relationship right now, whether you know it or not. That means the fight you had last Tuesday was never really about the dishes. The conflict you can never win. Here is the uncomfortable finding buried in decades of research. Most fights are not solvable. They are rooted in fixed differences in personality, upbringing, or values, and no amount of debate will change that. Couples get stuck arguing the same argument for years, convinced that better logic will finally close the deal. It never does. Winning the argument was never the point. A deeper mechanism called gridlock explains why couples keep colliding over the same issue. Because underneath the surface complaint sits an unspoken dream neither partner has acknowledged. That mechanism, how gridlock actually forms and what breaks it, goes deeper than a single conversation. You have probably had the identical fight with your partner a dozen times and called it a coincidence. Recognizing gridlock changes the fight. Escaping it is a different skill entirely. The real reason your fights keep repeating. Underneath almost every recurring fight is not a flaw in your partner. It's an unspoken dream they've never said out loud, maybe not even to themselves. The couples who break gridlock don't win the argument. They stop trying to. Instead, they ask what the position means, what childhood story or private hope sits inside, "I always have to plan everything," or "you never want to travel." A rigid stance on money, family, or ambition is often a disguised dream, protecting something the person fears will be dismissed if said plainly. Once a partner feels that dream has been heard rather than argued against, the gridlock often loosens. The difference does not disappear, it just stops feeling like a threat. Dreams don't get solved, they get honored, and that is what unlocks the door. If this changed how you think about the fights you keep having, someone you love is probably still stuck in one of theirs. Send them this summary. Final summary. This summary of 8 dates traced one thread. Trust is built in small, tallied moments. Most conflict cannot be resolved through argument, and the fights that keep repeating are usually disguised dreams waiting to be recognized. Gottman and his co-authors take this further in the full book, covering the 8 actual date structures on sex, money, family, and fun. The specific open-ended questions designed for each one, an 8-step process for repairing broken trust, and why marital happiness drops sharply after having children. Couples building something new and couples decades in will both find something they haven't discussed yet. For the complete breakdown, including an infographic mapping all 8 dates and an animated video walking through the research, head to the StoryShots app for the full summary of 8 dates.